Previously on Gears.
Today on my Disi's Double Ds, I'm featuring one of the most spectacular destinations called and beyond Kirkmans Kamp. Take a magical trip into the historical world of classically timeless and beyond Kirkmans Kamp. Here, history comes alive and the tales of the past are retold and experienced in this deeply rich wilderness area.
Hello, Nikki speaking.
Hi, Nikki. Hold on for us there.
The ambience is distinctly 1920s, as if time has almost
Hello.
stood still. Spectacular views surround this magically ambient early Transvaal homestead with spacious sitting areas to let your
Hello,
mind
Nikki
wonder
speaking.
and marvel at the beauty of the camp. Surrounded by unspoilt wilderness, 18 guest cottages face incredible views where the light, sights, and sounds transport you back in time. You can't help but be swept away by the magic of natural beauty and fascinating history of and beyond Kirkmans Kamp. Today we are chatting to Nikki Herbst from and beyond Kirkmans Kamp. Nikki, I've done a little intro on and beyond Kirkmans Kamp. Where is Kirkmans Kamp located and how can one get there?
Okay, well, before we start, I'd like to thank you for allowing me this opportunity and sharing with you why Kirkmans Kamp is such a special place. Okay, let's get to it.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
pleasure.
It's a great pleasure. You were waiting for that. It's a great pleasure. Listen, let's get something straight before you continue here. It's the beginning of a long weekend. We're all a bit tired and we need a bit of a break. So we understand. It's all just let it all out today, okay? There we go.
Okay, so there's a couple of options on how you can reach Kirkmans Kamp. I mean, Kirkmans Kamp firstly is situated in the southern part of the Sabi Sands, bordering the Kruger National Park. So flying in, you could either fly from Oratambo directly with the transfer charter company to the lodge, which lands at Skukuza, or the second air option is with KMI Airport, which is in Nelspruit, and then to hop with a little air flight or a transfer company also to the lodge. And then the last one, which is probably the more scenic version, is to drive if you're driving from Johannesburg. And this should take you probably about 6 hours. And you'd access us through Shaw's Gate into the Sabi Sands.
Are you able to
that's
take
kinda how you do that.
you're able to take a helicopter as well? I know that's a ridiculous question, but my twisted
yes,
mind
you
wants
are.
to know. Yeah.
Yes, you are also able to take a chopper.
Excellent.
I haven't had the pleasure of visiting and beyond Kirkmans Kamp, but I have been told about it and how magical every component of this destination is, and particularly the accommodation you offer. Could you tell us more about the 18 cottages that you have?
The cottages are situated looking out onto the Sabi Sands bushveld. Most of them have a view of the Sand River down below, which is absolutely spectacular. The rooms are like basically taking a step back in time, and the charm of the 1920s with the soft colors and comfortable furnishings. Each room is equipped with a personal minibar, which can be further personalized once we know what you like. Aircon, personal safe, and private balcony. But I think the most amazing part of this room for me is the clawfoot baths and the lavish and beyond amenities that leave you feeling so pampered after a long day of safari. The rooms are also have these lovely, large, extra-length king-size beds with 8 layers of pure luxury. All the linen is finished off with ladder stitching, which lends itself to a time gone by. And I think one of the fun elements in the rooms is there are picnic baskets to encourage guests to sit outside on the lawns, to enjoy a book, or to have a light picnic lunch if they choose.
That's amazing. If people want to go for a picnic, do you have any special places they can go to?
Well, I mean, the lawns are so elaborate that there are sort of all these tiny little nooks and crannies where people could actually just go and sit and enjoy, the views and looking out onto the Sand River or into the Sabi Sands bushveld. I mean, there's not a specific place as such, but the lawns actually sort of surround the entire lodge. We have beautiful, beautiful lawns.
Oh, it sounds stunning. My brother actually stayed there and he said he's never seen a bed as big as what you have.
I know. I mean, that bed is probably one of my absolute favorites.
Ian's face.
No, my mind's somewhere else. Don't worry. It's just being rather wrong at this stage.
Stop it. What activities do you offer and recommend guests take part in?
Well, I mean, in keeping with the tradition and the theme of the lodge, and also having these beautiful lawns, we offer things like croquet, lawn cricket. There's tennis. The guides often will take up a game of tennis with the guests. There's also the safari walks, which we have such a knowledgeable guides, and they love imparting with their knowledge and taking guests on these wonderful, inspiring nature walks to view also the smaller things that they would have not seen maybe on game drive. So, those are the kinds of things that guests could look forward to doing.
I was reading on your website, and it gives a description of a typical day at and beyond Kirkmans Camp. Could you tell us about that? I mean, it starts with rusks and game drives, and it sounds incredible.
Yeah, every day at Kirkmans is like an adventure, so you never know what you're going to see out on safari. We often do things called guest delights, which are sort of surprise bush picnics or a champagne tree, or a few things that guests can look forward to. There are the more sort of, like I've mentioned before, the activities for more sort of active guests. And then for those that are just wanting to renew their soul, there's options of sipping cocktails or reading a book at the swimming pool, which overlooks the Sand River. Or one of my personal favorites, enjoying a relaxing Africology massage. We have a resident therapist by the name of Zanelle, and she has the hands of an angel.
Oh my goodness!
We've had guests that have booked her if they've stayed for 4 days. Actually booked her sort of for 4 nights, 4 days, every day. To do these wonderful massages that
Poor woman, give her hands a break, please.
She's amazing, I must be honest. The guests absolutely adore her.
Awesome.
I think also another thing that is quite exciting for me is that when guests get back from game drive, we offer pre-dinner cocktails in the pub, which is known as Harry's Pub, which is named after Harry Kirkman. The energy and the excitement that each group of guests brings is inspiring. I mean, there's scoreboards where the rangers and their guests compete to see who's seen the most out on their safari. And this is incredibly entertaining and fun to watch. And I think for such a big camp, it actually creates this intense sense of togetherness amongst all the guests. So it's very, very entertaining to watch.
Sounds awesome. And it's also an ideal family destination.
Yeah, I mean, we offer a wonderful program at and beyond called Wild Child Program. It's designed for children to sort of get in touch and go on an adventure in Africa, as opposed to just arriving at a lodge and being of the safari, which sort of concentrates on the heart of Africa, its land, the wildlife, the people in Africa, and it leaves the children sort of with a sense of understanding of how this all fits together, where the land and community kind of blend into one another. We do sort of the more traditional things as well, like fishing, spoor molding, bow hunting, or simply just taking mud baths. But I think also it's so amazing to see these children arrive from these hectic little lives that they live in the cities, and going out on safari with their little book and their bag and all their little goodies that they receive, and becoming so incredibly passionate about the Africa and its wildlife and even its people. So for me, I think we take great pride in our children's program.
That's awesome. Okay, how can people find out more about and beyond Kirkmans Camp? Do you have a website or Twitter handle, Facebook page?
I mean, people can reach us on www.andbeyond.com, or they can email us on safaris with an S at andbeyond.com. Those are 2 options on reaching us.
Okay, awesome. And are you on Twitter?
We're also on Twitter. It's twitter.com/andbeyondsafari without the S on the end.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. It really sounds so stunning.
Listen, this little child over here just wants to go and climb into that big bed over there and then go on a couple of drives. Maybe smash a couple of G&Ts and see some ridiculous...
I promise you, It is an amazing adventure coming to Kirkmans. It always reminds me of the movie Nights, what's it, Nights in White Satin.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful product. Brilliant. With the gin and tonics and the flowing lawns and...
Okay, enough.
So come and visit us.
All right, cool. If you want to get hold of them, you can do so. andbeyond.com, that is the website. There are And Beyond Safari as well. You can find them on Twitter. It just sounds like an amazing, amazing place and an amazing time to be had. Good stuff. Thank you very much, Nikki. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye-bye.
At the next intersection, turn on
Gears with Sasha Martinengo.
weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.